episode of Oasis, which will be coming to you every Wednesday at noon. Today I have the Wesley Foundation Director here at Delta State University, Miss Julia Sheets. I have known Julia since I was only about knee-high to a grasshopper's eye. I was about 13. She's been a humongous blessing in me and my family's life, and we love her dearly, and so I really wanted her to be the first person I talked to just because I love her so much, and she has such an awesome story, such an awesome heart just to share with people. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. So Julia, hi, welcome.
Welcome.
So Julia, do you want to just kind of tell us briefly about yourself for a moment?
Well, my name is Julia, and I am the director here at the Wesley. This is my second year, and I have the best job in the world. I'm married to Josh, who is a math teacher and a pastor of 2 little churches. We have a 8-year-old little boy named Hugh and a 5-year-old little girl named Polly. She's pretty adorable.
Man. Well, cool. Well, tell us about the Wesley Foundation here, Julia. Just kind of what goes on here, kind of what y'all's, I won't say mission statement, but kind of like what's y'all's goal here, I guess?
Basically, the Wesley is to be a place that all students of Delta State, whether they have known Jesus forever or they have no idea who he is, where they will feel comfortable and be able to grow. So that no matter where they start out with Jesus, by the time they leave the Wesley, they will be closer to him than when they come.
Wow. Yeah, can we get an Owen Wilson wow on that? Wow. That was so beautifully put, Julia.
Thank you.
And I just say she does amazing with this, does she not, Michael?
Yes, she does.
he's on the other side of our camera. Thank you, Michael. Woo! But yeah, we're just so glad to have you here today, Julia. Do you just want to share with us any, like a word that you've been reading, anything? Or?
Sure. I feel like God is teaching me, and it's kind of our theme for the year at Wesley, or it's sort of become our theme without even planning it, is that of Ephesians 3, where Paul talks about that we will experience the fullness of God only after we are rooted and established in love. And so the only way that we will find our worth or our purpose or any meaning in our life is when we truly give our lives over to Jesus Christ, and not just to get saved to go to eternity one day, but so that we can live out his fullness here on earth and to become the people that he created us to be. And so by rooting and being rooted and established in his love, it's like John 15:5, where it says, we are connected to the vine. And by staying connected to the vine, we will become who God created us to be.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm coming back. Oh goodness, you know what, I'm just gonna end that. We're having bugs. Hello. Wow, thank you, Julie. That was really inspiring. I really liked that. I hope y'all liked that. Please comment. I'm still new to this whole video thing. So kind of if y'all like that, if you have any questions, please share them. Julia, do you mind if I ask you some questions?
I would love it.
Sweet. Now, where are you from originally?
I am from Cincinnati, Ohio. So I am a northerner. But truly Mississippi has become my home.
Wow, that's really cool, Julia. So what actually brought you down, or like what even inspired you to come down to the South?
Well, I became a Christian when I was 16, and I'm from a very difficult family situation. So I knew I was called to ministry, called to anything but youth ministry. But then the summer before my senior year of college, I worked at a camp in Memphis called Service Over Self. And it sort of gave me a love for sweet tea and the South, and also just being on my own and growing in the Lord. And it's funny because while I was there, God showed me that I needed to be reaching out to teenagers. And so after college, I was in a horrible car accident, and I had to live with my dad and my stepmom, and it was crazy and ridiculous. And so as soon as I was healthy enough, I applied for jobs all over the country. And the one that worked out was in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which was where Chase was. And so my life was never the same.
Yeah, that's awesome, Julia. So if you wonder what's funny, whenever she said she did not want to work with teenagers, she was my youth pastor. As in, her job was to
working
put up with me
teenagers.
and all of my ridiculousness, as well as 75 other people, 75 other people who were just as ridiculous, if not more ridiculous than I was.
Absolutely.
But one thing I just want to go and just talk to you, just not come talk to you about, but I just want to commend you on, is you've always had such a good way of loving people. Like, you've always been so good at just loving on people and making them feel like they're welcome and just showing them that there is room for everybody, not just a certain type A, B, C personality, or just in there, there's room for everybody within the church, within the ministry, within God's loving family. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to be clean cut. You don't have to be wearing this, that, the other. There is a place for you within God's kingdom, and you're so good at showing people this. Because anytime anybody ever sees you, they never see you with the same type of person twice. And that's something that I think is really awesome about you, Julia.
Well, thank you. I do feel like my calling in life is to love people extravagantly. And I joke that literally my calling is to love the hell out of people. We are all disconnected with God, living in hell. But God wants me to literally love the hell out of people and reveal to him that there is something better to live for and to live with.
That's awesome, Julia. Thank you. Now, say somebody is having a little struggle. They're kind of having a hard time finding their place, whether it be in the church or on campus or within their school society or maybe at their job. Do you have any advice for just kind of that person who's still trying to find, I guess you'd say, their place in God's kingdom?
Well, first of all, I would want to reiterate to that person that the only way that they're going to be really satisfied and find their identity is if they find it in God. And that is something that I struggle with every day, is not trying to care what people think, but to live firmly in what God thinks. And it's hard because the world is crappy, and even Christians can be really crappy and critical, but our identity is found in the Lord and in his love. And to know that no matter what anyone else says, that we are his, and that we, no matter what we've done or who we've been or the stupid choices we've made, God can redeem us and that he can use us.
Amen. Thank you. That's awesome, Julia. Michael, do you have any questions that you would like to ask or anything?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I mean, all right, well, good. Remember, this is our first episode, so we still have some bugs to work out. But thank you, everyone. Let's all thank Julia. Let's send her a message or something and let her know how thankful we are for her. Julia, this is something that y'all may not know. Julia has like an awesome voice when it comes to singing. I mean, she can talk like a champion as well. But y'all would like to hear her sing? Yes, we would. Oh, Julia, will you sing with us?
Perfect. I would love to.
I'm gonna just. Oh, look, and here's a guitar over here.
Perfect.
I'm so unprepared. Wow, I did not understand that we would even need this today. Oh, look.
And it's even in tune.
And this guitar's even in tune. What are the odds? This is a song that Julia taught me whenever I was in youth group. It's called One Pure and Holy Passion. Sorry, I'm not very good. Give me one pure and holy passion, and give me one magnificent obsession. Give me one glorious ambition for my life, to know and follow hard after you. To know and follow Julia, thank you for coming out and joining us today on Oasis. And we look forward to having you next time.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.